Starring Bela Day in But Ma, that's my favorite movie. Oh, well, all right. But don't you spend too much time in front of that TV, do you hear me? Yes, Ma. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of my podcast, But Ma, that's my favorite movie. And I am your host, Bela Day. And I have a special guest joining me today, who is my father.
Hello, everybody.
And you've actually done another episode with me previously. We did the Father's Day episode together. So he had to come back for more, especially for this particular episode that we're going to be doing today. And of course, like I always do, before I go any further, I have to definitely thank my listeners. If you're a returning listener, thank you so much for coming back. You're a real one, period. And if you're a new listener, then welcome. Hello. Thank you so much for giving my podcast a chance, for, listening to this episode, because you are definitely in for a treat, which we hope will keep you coming back for more. All right, so let's get into it today. So today's episode is titled But Ma, that's my favorite sports movie. Perfect. See, okay, let me tell y'all something real quick. My dad listens to my podcast. He's a faithful listener, and I really appreciate that. I just got to say that. Thank you, Dad, for listening to my podcast.
Thank you for having something for me to do while I'm driving hundreds of miles a day.
Right.
It keeps me up and entertained.
Good. That is so good to hear. All right, so we're going to get into this theme, and I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to be talking about sports-based movies.
Yes.
And I had to bring my dad on here because, this is his thing. My dad is passionate about sports. He loves it. I mean, he loves the game. Like that's it.
Yes.
I mean, you
sports and sci-fi.
Right. A bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my dad, for the most part.
But sports is my passion.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, trust me, I know. I grew up with, my dad, all he did was watch sports every Sunday. What was it, Mondays?
Mondays, now Thursdays.
Yeah.
Saturdays. Put a bunch of kids through sports.
Yep. Oh, yeah, my brothers, they play sports. Okay, unfortunately, I didn't do it. My sister didn't do it. I did want to play volleyball once.
Yes.
But that didn't go through. I was more of just the theater kid.
Went to the theater shows, though.
Oh, yes, Dad. And then you were treating the theater shows like a football game. Like, go, Brittany. Yeah. I could hear my dad backstage. It's like, Dad, this is theater. But that was always awesome, though. I loved that.
Yes.
Okay.
Support.
Yes. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into these movies because I think with both of these movies we got today, there is a lot that goes into each one of them. So we're just going to jump right into it. And I will let my father do the honors of going first. All right. So, lights, camera, action.
On any given Sunday, you're going to win or you're going to lose. The point is, can you win or lose like a man?
Awesome. And who's that quote by?
It's Al Pacino as the coach Tony D'Amato from Any Given Sunday.
Okay, and if you don't know Al Pacino, then you've been living under a rock.
A glacier. Because you were frozen too.
Exactly.
Because he's a renowned actor.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you just go into your movie. Tell us all about it.
Any Given Sunday.
Yes.
Is a really good movie. Football movie, if you're a football junkie like I am. It's was made in released on December 22nd, 1999. It was directed by Oliver Stone, which is something out of his ordinary that he does. He usually does a lot of political kind of movies. Like he's done JFK, Platoon.
Oh, okay.
And a couple other political kind of movies. But
yeah.
when he did this, I was kind of leery about it, but turned out to be a really, really good movie. And if you're a football junkie, I suggest you watch this movie.
Noise.
Yes.
I always think that's interesting because, like, And that's why I like to look into as well to see what the directors, what they've done. That was a really good point that you said, because sometimes you'll see movies where you're like, whoa, they went from this to this, and it's like total opposites, and you're like,
from doing presidents to doing millionaires.
Exactly.
Really crazy. Really, really crazy. But yes, I enjoyed it. Rewatched it again and really enjoyed it again. Like, man, I should watch this more often. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's the best, like, especially like when you have a movie in mind and or a movie that you watched a long time ago and you watch it again and it still is great, and then you can find things in it that you didn't notice before, or that it's just the fact that it's aged well.
Well, what I like is when you can watch a movie that's old like that, and you can see the people in it and go, I can't believe they were in that.
Yes.
And you're like, man, they're like big now, or they used to be in this and they're doing that. And
exactly.
That's what I like about it. That's what I enjoy about it. But that's it. Any Given Sunday is a typical movie. I mean, it's really given a basis on like the NFL kind of, where it starts out with the agent vet gets hurt in the game, bringing a backup, he gets hurt. Then they bring in a third string guy that doesn't know anything, lost, comes in, turns the game around, starts making plays, becomes a vital part of a team trying to make a playoff. Yeah. Because they're all trying to get back to a Super Bowl. But they call it a Pantheon Cup in there because they can't use the NFL stuff. So, they have their own league names and everything. Had to change up a bunch because the NFL probably wouldn't license it for them. But, they're trying to just, it's just typical game. You can tell it kind of, if you watch it, it kind of bases how the NFL really is. Like a veteran, like going, man, you're going to get rid of me for the new kid now.
Yeah.
Because the new kid is making plays and looking really good. And the old coach is like, the owner's like, you need to get modernized. You're outdated. We want you to step up. Yeah. And it's just dealing with a bunch of the guys on the team. You can see like their lifestyle. They're millionaires. They do all the stuff millionaires do.
Right. The
sex,
partying.
Drugs, and rock and roll. And the one vet trying to figure out, he's like, I'm at the end of it, and his wife's like, no, you're not. He's like, I'm at the end. She's like, no, you're not. So it's really funny how he's fighting to go, I'm out, and she's like, no, you're not. Because I guess if you've been a wife of a football player for 15 years, you're like, you're not going anywhere because I'm a football player's wife.
Exactly.
Yes. So, I mean, it deals with a lot, and it shows the other side of how injuries are and how they keep them playing even though they can be detrimental to their lifestyle, and they just keep going and going and going.
Almost like they're racehorses or something.
Like yes. It's like just like I don't want to say like, but like property. Like you're my property, so keep playing. But I mean, when you giving people that don't have anything millions of dollars, they're going to keep playing.
Exactly.
So I mean, you're like,
it's their livelihood.
Yes,
it's like
livelihood.
They don't have, more than likely they don't have a plan B.
No.
So they're sitting up here like, this is it, and more than likely it's something they're passionate about.
Yes.
So they have to keep at it, Yes. So it's basically just showing like the good, bad, the ugly. The good, bad, and the ugly, yes. And then how how the owners get in trouble because they making mistakes too, doing stupid stuff. It was really good. It was really good and entertaining. I watched it again. I didn't realize how long it was, 2.5 hours, and I was like, but I watched every minute of it, and I enjoyed it again. I was like, it was really good. I didn't have a moment I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Right. Yes. I mean, if you're into football, it's really a good football movie to watch. There's a bunch of them out there, but this is probably my favorite one at the top. Oh, yeah. Yes, this one is Any Given Sunday. I remember when it came out because we went to the movies to see it. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. We lived in Dallas then, yeah. Okay, do you remember who went with you? I think I might have took Kevin and Eric with me. I think. So I'm not really sure, but I would think so. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So you want to get into like the cast of it and stuff? Yes. Or? Yeah, I'll give you a little cast. We got Al Pacino, who plays the head coach Tony D'Amato, who's been in Scarface. Right. He's been in. Ooh. His list is long. Very long. He's major. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Al Pacino. I got it. Dog Days Afternoon and Godfather. Yes, I forgot. I've never seen Dog Days Afternoon. That's another one on my list I need to watch. That's really a good one. Hello everyone, this is Bila Day. Sorry to interrupt this episode, but I just wanted to let you know that you were only listening to a preview. So if you would like to listen to the rest of this episode, then you can definitely go to the website, butmathat'smyfavoritemovie.com, or you can go directly to any of these platforms for the full episode. We are available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Castbox. Please don't hesitate to follow the podcast on any of those platforms so that you can be notified anytime a new episode is available. If you didn't know, our primary release day is every Thursday, but be on the lookout for bonus content as well. Now, if you've listened to the But Ma, That's My Favorite Movie podcast before, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. So if you have a friend that loves movies like we do, then definitely go ahead and share this podcast with them. And if you're a new listener and you do end up enjoying the podcast, well, then you go ahead and share with a friend too. Also, don't forget to like any of our social media pages so that you can also get updates and regular information about the podcast and about any of the episodes that are coming up. The social media sites that we have a presence on are Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also, if you want to leave a review, whether constructive or positive, we'd appreciate that too. All right, go ahead and get over to one of the other platforms so we can finish getting into the rest of these movies.